Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to St Peter Mancroft Church here in the heart of Norwich for our Wednesday lunchtime reflection. A few people are looking around the church. Feel free to carry on doing so. You're very welcome indeed. My name is Gill Persicke. I'm one of the licensed lay ministers here. And I've called my reflection today Clearing Up. And it was inspired by something I saw on the news recently. Now, I'm sure none of you can have missed the terrible riots which tainted our streets and our communities over the last few weeks, though thankfully things seem to have simmered down a bit, and may that remain the case. But at the height of the Troubles, we saw in the media people raging at immigrants and Muslims, throwing bricks at the police, threatening to kill other people. And we saw destruction too, vehicles torched, set alight, windows smashed, fences and billboards torn down and used as weapons, leaving the streets looking like a tornado had hit them. But the thing which really caught my eye was what happened in the aftermath of all this. People coming out and clearing up. Now, some of these people were, for sure, council workers paid to be there, but others were just ordinary folk like you and me, neighbours, elderly people and teenagers, even families with young children, coming out onto their streets, bringing their own equipment with them, brushes and bins and wheelbarrows and so forth, and clearing up, getting rid of all that mess. That, at the very least, expresses a deep sense of community. There's responsibility and cooperation there, and that's a beautiful thing for our children to see. But I think something even deeper than this lies at the heart of this clearing up, and that's what I want to reflect on today. And I'm going to start with myself, because I noticed long ago something I tend to do. If things have gone wrong in my life, if I'm feeling a bit anxious or troubled about something, or if I've got a problem that I really can't solve, what do? I clean and I tidy. I might tackle the dining room table with all those piles of magazines and unanswered mails slithering around on top of it. I might sort out a kitchen cupboard, discovering stuff at the back that hasn't seen the light of day since 2012. I rediscover what's under the bed in the spare bedroom. And this activity, this clearing up, unrelated though it is to the initial source of my discomfort, this activity really seems to help. And you, perhaps, might be the same, because it seems that clearing up, putting things back in order, has a therapeutic effect for many of us. It can calm us, it can help us regain a sense of control in our lives. It can enable us to get a good night's sleep. Now, I'm not dewy-eyed about the benefits of clearing up, because for some of us, it can become really pathological. If you suffer from OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder, you might find yourself trying to manage your really unbearable anxiety, not only by washing your hands constantly, and that tends to be the thing everybody knows about OCD, but also by engaging in ritualistic cleaning and tidying of your own home, so that a single item a little bit out of place can feel devastating. This is clearly a significant psychological disability, but it is also an unhealthy extension of what is a healthy instinct in many of us, the instinct to find calm by clearing up. I was lucky enough to spend a few days last week staying in a Franciscan friary. I often go on little retreats like this, and I always notice the same thing, how very clean and tidy religious houses are. Monasteries, convents, friaries, they are all perfectly clean and tidy and beautifully organised. The chapel floor will be softly glimmering with polish, not a speck of dust. The books needed for services are laid out for worshippers with just as much care as the candles and the bread and wine and the linen are laid out on the altar. In the particular friary I was visiting, guests helped tidy away after meals. And it was easy because there were neatly labelled containers for our dirty cutlery. And the cupboard in the refectory, which held the cruets and the jars of marmalade and peanut butter, was a marvel of careful organisation. But this didn't feel oppressive, quite the contrary. It spoke eloquently of something our hosts, those Franciscan brothers, really cared about. That we, as their guests, should experience that same feeling of everyday peace and order which they observe in their monastic life. Because people go on retreat with lives in chaos, with their brains overflowing with worries and concerns, with just too much on their plates. And religious houses pour peace, God's peace, into the lives of those who visit them. They help ordinary people clear up, psychologically and spiritually. Let's finally return to those riots in Southport and Belfast and Bolton, in Cardiff and Plymouth and London, and to the many people who turned out to clear up in their wake. As I've said, these people were certainly being good citizens, good neighbours, by sweeping up broken glass which might hurt children or animals, sweeping that from their pavements. But I think they were also performing a kind of symbolic, perhaps even a spiritual act, though perhaps they may have denied this. They were resolutely sweeping away all that hatred and that division, sweeping it away out of their communities, re-establishing a sense of control and order in their own streets, helping everybody who passed by once more to feel a sense of well-being and of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers. Blessed are those who get their sleeves rolled up and clear up when chaos and disorder threatens our lives. Thank you for joining me today, and I wish you every blessing for the rest of the day.